What's up, Oil This community? I am here again this week to talk to you about two more products that have come out in the last 2 weeks through the doTERRA convention information. And again, those who are seeing this live, I will be having an event tomorrow night at my home to have you try out and smell all these things. Now, I will tell you, for those who are not used to, oops, there we go. For those who are not used to smelling, oops, I didn't mean to do that, Jennifer. How do I do that? How do I get you out? I think I just brought you in, so sorry, I don't know how to like not let you in, but hopefully that didn't affect anything for you. Anyway, so for those who are new to essential oils, for those who don't understand that just smelling essential oils has a humongous effect on the body. Wow. So I was doing, sometimes I do these, like educational things just for the small people on my team, on my business team. And one time I was smelling petitgrain and I was really studying it a lot, and I kept sniffing it because I really wanted it in my body, right? So I kept sniffing and sniffing it. And I had to go that night and teach yoga. And on the way to yoga, I was like, right? So it's funny, I've been sniffing all these oils from convention, and that's what you're going to be able to get to do with me live if you can come to my home this Friday. So if you're in this group, I posted an event for that. So what I wanted to talk to you today, as you read in the thing up top, is a cleansing and bug protective oil called lemon eucalyptus, and also citronella, which is also bug protecting as well. So I'm going to talk about the citronella first, and it's the same family as lemongrass. So if you guys know lemongrass, it's, the same family. So it smells a little different. The lemongrass is very strong to me. If anyone of you who have lemongrass, some of you love it. I feel like lemongrass is, some people love it. Like I have people who only diffuse lemongrass and they adore it. And it helps a lot of different things, like systems of the body. And it's also very cleansing emotionally as well. But citronella is much more mild. Much more like clean smelling for me. Much more mild. So this is one of the oils that is actually not consumable. Okay. So topically or aromatically, right? And it was funny, Dr. Hill, who is our chief medical officer at doTERRA, he, some of these oils, like we've had this oil in our Terra Shield, which is our bug repellent blend, for a long time. And sometimes they say, like, do we actually need that oil as a straight up singular individual oil? And he was just like, I don't know. But then he really dove into the science of it. And so I'll tell you a few things about what it does first. So first, you can apply it topically or use aromatically, right? Just you would use like a citronella candle, whatever, which are usually toxic. And I know somebody who had a horrible accident with citronella candle and got burns all over his body. So just like hazard, right? So having diffusers outside, extension cord like outside on your deck, or doing it topically, when you want those unwanted pests around. You can spray it topically. So a lot of the oils, guys, like I'll tell you what's in my kitchen. On Guard lemon, for cleaning, orange, also for consuming my smoothies and stuff like that. A lot more spices, whatever. But citronella is something, again, you can clean on surface. It smells very, very clean, right? It has chemical diversity in it, so it's nice diverse oil. It will stay longer than 4 hours on your skin. So if you go on a hike, you can feel good about maybe adding even more to your Terra Shield with that. You can add it to a spray. So some other benefits it has is that this is what you can do with lemongrass as well, is apply over areas of discomfort and tense tissue. So remember dilution. Dilution means that you can take a coconut oil, and you can put coconut oil in your hand and take a drop of citronella and just rub it all over your legs or tight wherever you have it, okay? And dilution is amazing because it doesn't dilute the efficacy of the oil. It dilutes the time it takes to get into the bloodstream, so it means it stays in the spot a little bit longer. And it also saves the life extend the life rather of your oil. Because if you just put this oil straight in your hand, it's going to go right through your bloodstream immediately, right? So dilution may actually increase the benefits of it. So it combines really well with like spice oils, mint oils, fur oils, and with the fur oils, it actually helps to ease discomfort as well, right? So you can have this one around for a lot of different uses. We have a brand new oil, by the way, called Black Spruce, which I'll come to you tomorrow with, and it goes really well with that. Okay, so you can think of this as clarifying, cleansing. You blend it with cilantro or tea tree for foot problems, guys. What's the foot problem that we have, where we have fungus on the foot? You can use it for that with the melaleuca, which is tea tree. Great for that. You can add 1 to 2 drops as a face wash, right? So even though they don't recommend you having it internally, I have taken so many oils by accident internally from doTERRA. It's not even funny. And I'm fine. I think. Just kidding. So add 1 or 2 drops to face wash and feet. Apply it topically, kind of whenever you need it. You can blend it well with the wood oils when you are doing your face as well, because think about it, blending wood and flower. So wood is underlying the underlying tone of the skin is good for, and then flowers are great for the surface of the skin. Okay, you can also add this to your hair for hair protection, so like in your shampoo and whatnot. All right, so this is a cool part. You ready for this? So that aromatically, so remember, when we smell an essential oil, when we diffuse an essential oil, the sense of smell, okay, our olfactory system is directly connected to the limbic brain. Every other sense, it takes a hot second. You know, when you burn something, you're like, that's not going to feel good, and then it hits you. When you bang a toe, you're like, ah! And then it comes out. The olfactory system is the quickest thing to change mood, cognitive function, memory, or enhance, right? Change or enhance. Take action on the limbic brain. And so the aroma of citronella supports a healthy, normal appetite. Boom! So supports balanced mood through influencing modulation of GABA. I talked about GABA the other day when I was talking about our new adaptive line and how we have the botanical GABA to help chill us out. So that helps modulation of the GABA. This is relaxing and supports normal automatic response. Now, I just want to point out that a big theme that came out of this year's convention was that we're focused on the purity of the efficacy of the oils and products. Huge. We have never wavered from that. We have lots of third-party tests that have come out that just prove over and over again how pure these essential oils are. No contamination, no adulteration, no added fillers, anything like that. Hugely important if you are using these constantly. If you are smelling something in your diffuser or your, plugins, and you're constantly having that go into your brain, it's changing on a cellular level. And I would much rather have purity changing my brain than toxic chemicals. I don't know about you. It's just me. So we have a really good understanding of the products that we have and why we have them. Okay, that's why I do this education for you. So essential oils, especially the pure ones, have this amazing ability to work through the hypothalamus, okay, of the brain. So we can have a great control of appetite, right? You achieve satiation when you're diffusing something like citronella. It's supportive of the systems of the body that are connected with that, right? That are connected with the digestive system. You have normal levels of cholesterol with citronella diffusion. You are supporting the liver. You can also put it right on topically. Extended use. There's no change in enzymes, meaning it's supportive of a healthy liver function, okay? When you, again, are putting it here topically or taking, or diffusing it. And now lemongrass actually does this too, so you can feel good about using lemongrass for that as well, which you can take internally. All right, and then just helpful with mood and stress and detoxifying and calming to the central nervous system. So, a point I wanted to make, guys, is that, 2 points really, is that when we have all these essential oils, if you see back here, can you see? all my oils, I have like hundreds of them. And I literally know about every single oil. And so for me, it's like if I get a stomach ache, if I get a tension in my head, if I have a seasonal threat response happening, if I have a mood influencer, they're at my fingertips, okay? So knowing these just a tiny little bit and knowing how it affects your body is great to have these things on hand. And it doesn't matter necessarily if you love the smell. And in some cases, when you are repelled by a smell, it actually means you have an imbalance in your body of that, okay? So I want you to start to develop your own kind of confidence in the usage of the products, okay? So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the digestive system, okay, for the next one. And blah, blah, blah. So think about what we have already for digestive products. We have black pepper. Black pepper is great for CB2 activation. We have ginger, which is, great for the stomach in general, for calming the stomach, but it's also part of the Digest Zen blend. We have the Digest Zen soft gels, the Digest Zen oil. We have the Digest Zen tab, so that's almost like you can chew them. And then peppermint alone is good for gut mobility. And then fennel alone, which are both in the Digest Zen, is good for relaxation to the tissues. Okay, so the newest oil that we're going to talk about for the digestive system, and I'm going to talk in a little bit in detail, so bear with me, is celery seed. Okay, celery seed smells like celery seed. Oh, it's so interesting. It's like you want to eat it. You want to just add it to your food. So it's topical, internal, and aromatic. Now, Dr. Hill was saying that it has a character flaw. It has a very bitter aftertaste. So, put it in a veggie capsule, and I'm going to give you a couple different protocols. If you have digestive issues, keep listening because I'm going to give you a couple different protocols. So basically, a few of the benefits of celery seed: it has a healthy antioxidant activity. It supports the cardiovascular health. You've heard me say that a lot this week. Supports healthy oral tissues and teeth. It's calming to the nervous system. Supports a healthy immune response and respiratory function. Okay? So this is stuff this is why Dr. Hill had said, I don't know if we need celery seed. This is stuff that's all very well known about celery seed. So doTERRA, Dr. Hill, and all the scientists that work there are really interested in what are the things that people don't know about that we can perform some tests on and see how else people can use the celery seed, right? So we're going to look at 4 different protocols for the digestive system that you can use this oil for. So the first one, right, is the first part of the digestive system, the esophagus. And all digestive tissue has a protective barrier associated with it, which is the mucous membrane. And the mucous membrane does a different thing depending on which part of the digestive system it's working on. How cool is that? So mucus in the esophagus is a protective against different types of organisms that we might digest. It also has a mode, it's like a mode of transport, right? We got to get it down into the stomach and then into the intestines. So it protects tissues themselves from damage, the mucous membrane does. And sometimes ailments occur where we damage those tissues, okay? So celery seed enhances the body's natural protecting ability to be able to have those tissues intact and functioning appropriately, okay? So for the esophagus, so if you know anyone with esophagus issues, or if they're, there's people, who suffer with reflux and just stuff like that. If you think about anyone who just has an issue with that, the esophagus protocol, add 2 to 3 drops to your favorite morning or evening drink. Add it to the drink because it's not going to be nasty on its own. So do it to a smoothie or something, or, put it in a capsule. The oils are rich in linalool, which is just a, natural occurring chemical, which is really good or limonene in additional support healthy levels of stomach acid, people, because sometimes our acid, like when we have too much acidic food, it breaks down almost like too much. You see what I mean? Like when you have too much acidity, that's when people start to cut out coffee and things like tomatoes and whatever. So this helps the normal acidity in the body. You have to remember that essential oils are they're so different than the normal things we subject ourselves to, like the pharmaceuticals and everything else, like the what am I trying to say? Just the processed food that we take in every day. They're so unique because they're the defense system of the plant. And it's what the plant actually uses to protect itself against bugs, sun, cold, diseases, bacteria. And we're taking the plant, recycling the plant material, using the defense system for our benefit because we have the same biological makeup as plants do, humans do. So thank you, plants. All right. So the next one is the stomach. And the mucosal lining, we need protection. And like, for example, one bacteria that gives people problems is called Helicobacter. I looked this up. Heliobacter pylori. I think you pronounce it like that. It's just a bacteria that can cause ulcers in the lining of the stomach. People like this. When you have ulcers in the lining of the stomach, when you have holes in your stomach, you have leaky gut, all the crap leaks into the rest of your body. Okay? So whether we're affected by this is what's called when the bacteria becomes active in the body. So we have like tons and tons of bacteria in the body. We want to keep the bacteria healthy. We don't want it to activate and like hurt ourselves. So whether that bacteria becomes active or not depends on the strength of our immune system. So celery seed for immune support enhances the body's natural defenses, healthy stomach lining, and tissue. So the stomach protocol, you ready? Use 2 to 3 drops of celery seed in a capsule. Use morning and at night. You can combine this with citrus or spice in equal amounts to enhance the benefit. Now remember I said in an earlier video that it's called a synergistic effect. So many of the oils have this effect where if you add it to another kind of oil, it's increasing the synergistic effect, and it just heals the body better when they're combined. It's called synergistic effect. So do it as often as you need if you have that stomach protocol. All right, next, numero 3, urinary tract. We want to support the kidneys and the remainder of that system. So here is the urinary tract protocol. You combine celery seed and juniper berry. Juniper berry is this gorgeous little bottle oil that smells like a berry. It's very soft smelling, and is also I keep it by my bedside because it's not a sedative, but it actually helps to like curb fear at night. Like I can't explain it. It's like I've had more vivid dreams when I've diffused juniper berry, but like in a safe kind of sense. Okay. But I just wanted to tell you that so you know what else you can use it for. So it's really good to just I use it for like just one of my really good night's sleep protocols. So he would say that you blend equal amounts of the celery seed and juniper, 1 to 3 drops in a capsule, and taken as needed for the urinary tract. Juniper is also one that is in the tinnitus protocol. If you have ringing in your ears, you can use juniper berry for that. All right. So it's very supportive of the kidneys, and our juniper berry is just awesome for that. Okay. So for the remainder, you can combine, also for the urinary system, equal amounts of celery seed and cinnamon bark. Now, cinnamon bark, just straight up, if you go like that with cinnamon, it tastes like a fireball, which I love. And it also helps to curb like sugar cravings. So if you have any issues, there you can do the celery and the cinnamon. So, what I wanted to tell you next, I guess that's all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because then I'll tell you about some more stuff tomorrow about the peppermint. Anyway, so I just wanted to tell you about those two. So again, just to kind of summarize, we have the citronella, which is good for cleansing and bug repellent and all types of cleansing and all that good stuff. And it smells very light and very, very pure. The celery seed, okay, you can use as a digestive protocol. So when you need kind of a, I think of the Digest Zen as very healing for a lot of different stomach issues. But if you kind of have this ongoing issue of any of the things that I talked about, esophagus, stomach lining, urinary tract, anything like that, you're going to want celery seed on hand. And I hope to see you guys soon. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Comment below. And let me know if you're interested in coming to Central Massachusetts to smell some of these tomorrow night, and I will give you the Evite, or you can see it somewhere here. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.